Hey, how's it going? I am going to embark on a new streaming project and I wanted to tell you about it to invite you along. So, where this is all coming from is a Figma file that I have in the community that very much needs a glow up, an update. It is this web browser mockup resource file. I published this thing 4 years ago with the idea being, well, I actually needed it myself. I needed a web browser to like put mockups into. And everything that I saw, I was really annoyed because I needed to be able to like move tabs around and auto layout had just come out, I believe. And nothing that before I published my file, nothing in the community was using auto layout. And I was really frustrated by that. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to make this. And not only am I going to do auto layout, but I'm going to do Chrome, Firefox, Safari, light and dark mode, and Mac OS and Windows OS. And that's what this file has, is this kind of bundle of all those different permutations, right? Um, and it's pretty popular. It gets about 80 or 90 downloads a week. And about 7 months ago, Florian here was asking me like, hey, you know, this Omar down here said, or what was it? What was it? Oh, here we go. Like I said, I'm working on a new version of this file, and Florian, this was 3 years ago, and Florian's like, are you? Rightfully so. And I said, I am. And I truthfully have been. I have been like kind of chipping away at something. And the something I've been chipping away at lately, which I would like to stream, is this idea of using aliasing to apply a single variable to something, but get access to multiple collections modes through that one variable because it has aliased in the information from upstream a bunch of other collections, right? So in this example here, this is one of my blog posts about validation styling and why I think this technique works really well for something like validation styling and color theming. You don't need to be on enterprise. 4 modes actually could probably cover a lot of cases here. You can see here that I have this form field where there's only one variable applied to like the stroke. There's only one variable applied to the input background, but through that, I can access a color theme collection mode, the modes of that color theme collection, and the modes of a validation collection. So I would like to do the same thing here, where there is a mode for the browser, right? So Chrome mode, Firefox mode, Safari mode. There would be a mode for operating system. So we'd have Mac mode, Windows mode, and light and dark mode, color theme mode, right? And you could put together any permutation, any combination of those. What do we got? 7 different modes, right? To your heart's content. I don't know if I'll use components even. It might not be necessary because a lot of the information is going to be encoded in the variables, right? So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. You might be wondering, when the hell does this start? How do I tune in? I'm thinking of starting, so today is September 10th, 2024. I need to look at a calendar. This Friday the 13th, I am thinking of streaming on Fridays and Saturdays. I will probably do a brief amount of time, something like 45 minutes, Friday mornings, Eastern time, and Saturday mornings, but for probably longer because it's a weekend. So, yeah, best way to follow along is probably going to be to subscribe to me here on YouTube, so that way you can get notified when I have a new stream scheduled. I will do my best to stick to a regular schedule. It's good for me and it's good for you too, right? To have routine in something like this. But I am not opposed to changing that Friday, Saturday schedule if I need to. We will see. We will, life change is the only constant, and we need to be flexible. What else? What else? Oh, here's a good reason to follow along. So I am thinking, given how popular the existing resource is, and how much time I put into the original and how much time I anticipate putting into this one with variables, I am going to charge some money for the end result. Now, here's the thing. if since I'm putting like all of my process on YouTube as like streamable instructions, basically, if you do not want to pay money for a resource like this, you do not have to. You could build the thing yourself, right? The idea here is that you would be paying for the convenience of not having to do that. What is the price going to be? I have no idea yet. I have some numbers kicking around, but I think I want to consult some friends to get their input. I also might do this thing where for the first day that final file is available, I sell it at a deeply discounted rate. And then maybe that discount gets smaller and smaller. It gets closer and closer to the final price the more time goes on. Maybe that happens over a week, over a month. I don't know yet. I am figuring all of that out. But I wanted to give you a heads up that this is what I'm thinking about, and this is my intention for this resource. But as I said, all of the instructions, the blueprint for how to build it, are going to be here on YouTube via streams. I might even summarize the whole thing in a blog post if I'm feeling really generous, I think. So that way you could recreate this easily yourself for free, right? So, I mean, yeah, you would not have to give me any money. Obviously, to access variable modes, you would need some sort of paid Figma plan. But beyond that, it's just a matter of putting in the time. So that is the plan. Happy to take questions. Happy to take ideas. If there's enhancements, if you have potentially used my browser mockup resource and there's enhancements that would make your life easier, I'm all ears. That's the point of me putting it out there, is to put something in the world that's useful to people. So let me know. And I hope to see you on future streams. I hope to see you on Friday the 13th. All right. Talk later.